Welcome to Core and More. All you need is a mat, some space to move. We're going to start with just a really brief warm up, push up to child's pose. So feel free to give the hands a shake, maybe give the arms a shake. We'll slowly begin to find that push up position. Hands about shoulder width apart. We'll perform one push up either on knees or toes. And then we'll slowly start to sink it back to child's pose, bringing hips towards heels. And you get one push up and one child's pose. You can move at your own pace here. Feel free to spend more time in that child's pose if you'd like. Starting to get the arms ready to move, shoulders loosened up, get the core engaged by drawing belly button towards the spine. I'll spend about 10 more seconds here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. That is our one and only warm-up exercise. So feel free to shake the hands out. I'm going to quick explain our first exercise for first round. So we're going to stay in a very similar position. Dolphin Plank is where we're headed first. So with Dolphin Plank, we're going to be on the forearms. Elbows are going to be below the shoulders. From here, we're going to lift up to the toes. You can either hold, option 1, or option 2 is adding that dolphin, bringing hips up and then back down to find that flat plank positioning. So it's a nice slow movement. We'll stay here for 30 seconds total. Beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, right into it. And you can hold your plank. If you'd like, you can add that nice dolphin movement, get a little stretch in the hamstrings. Really focusing on controlling the body. 10 seconds left. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can drop down. Stretch it back, take a breath. Moving on to bird dog, so staying on all fours. This time around, we're going to be on hands and knees. So hands are directly below shoulders. Knees are below the hips, and with our bird dog, we're going to extend the opposite arm and leg out. We're going to keep ourselves as flat as we can. And we're going to add a diagonal pull out, in, and back down, and alternate sides. So reach out, reach diagonal, pull it back in, and down. Get started whenever you're ready. Here we go. We have 45 seconds here, a little bit longer, so you can take your time and really focusing on controlling the body, controlling that movement. Drawing belly button towards the spine throughout. Should feel those glutes start to activate, especially with our diagonal reach. Holding that leg up strong. We go smooth and steady, 15 seconds. Final 10. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can finish it out. Good. We'll just lift our hands up off the mat, give them a little shake. Final exercise this round, we'll head back to the top. We have some push-ups. So we're gonna do wide narrow push-ups. So switching off between a nice wide grip outside of the shoulders and narrow grip in the center. So you can go on the knees or toes, or you can mix and match. We'll start wide, do one push-up, and slowly just walk the hands to the center. One push-up, walk wide, so on and so forth. We have 30 seconds here total. We'll get started in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. One wide push-up, getting as low as comfortable. One narrow push-up. Really focusing, keeping a nice flat back. So drawing belly button in towards the spine. Good. You have 10 seconds left. Down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoo, we'll stretch it back. Take a deep breath. Good, and from here, we're gonna shift ourselves forward. We are back to the top, so we're back to our dolphin planks. We'll drop down to the forearms, making sure elbows are right below the shoulders. We'll get started in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, lifting up to that plank position first. And you can add that lift if you like. Pushing the hips up toward the ceiling and bring them right back down to that flat position with control. And focusing on drawing belly button towards the spine throughout to brace that core tight. Home stretch. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. And pick the arms up, give them a little shake. Next up, we have our bird dog. This is our little bit longer round with 45 seconds. We'll set ourselves up here, hands right below the shoulders, knees below hips. We'll get started in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, lifting opposite arm and leg out. Diagonal reach, pull back in and set it down. Make sure you switch sides. We have plenty of time, so don't rush through the motions. Really focus on how you're moving. So you're bracing that core tight, belly button towards the spine. Good. I have about 10 seconds left here. Nice smooth movements through the end. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll just pick the hands up and give them a little shake. Release the wrists, roll the shoulders out. We'll get ready for our push-ups next. Wide to narrow. We have 30 seconds, so a little bit shorter than that last round. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, starting wide. 1 push-up, lock the hands. 1 narrow push-up. Making sure we're keeping that back nice and flat and just going as low as comfortable you can maintain that position. If you feel the back start to arch, just back off a little bit. Home stretch. Give me 5 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Good, we'll stretch it back. That's the end of our first round. You can take a moment here just to breathe. Let the shoulders relax a little bit. All right. Then next up, we're gonna shift ourselves forward and pick a side. We have side plank. So we're gonna add a leg lift just to get the and more. So we have option of either going on the knees. So if you wanna go on the knee or taking that leg and bending it 90 degrees, you're going to lift up, arm overhead, and add that leg lift. Lifting the leg up as high as comfortable, then controlling it on the way down while keeping that hip lifted. Option 2, a little more challenging, lifting up on the toes, arm up again, and adding that leg lift while holding and keeping that hip up off the ground. So those are our 2 options. We'll be doing both sides, 30 seconds per side. So you can pick what you'd like. Keep in mind, you have to do that on the second side to keep it as even as possible. So we'll get ready here in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lifting up and adding that leg lift, getting the hips and glutes involved. Strengthening that core by holding ourselves up strong, keeping that hip up off the mat. Good. We're already over halfway. Try to bring the hip up just a ½ inch higher. Awesome work. Almost there. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down, flip onto your stomach. In between, we're gonna do some super pulls. So starting flat, arms are extended as we are down. When we lift up, we're going to lift and pull The arms as tight as we can, squeezing shoulder blades, then extend back out as we lower down. So again, extend it out at the bottom, pulling in at the top. So we have 45 seconds, go a little bit longer, beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we are lifting and lowering, adding that little bit extra with that pull, squeezing the shoulder blades tight. You can just let your gaze stay down at your mat. We don't want to crank the neck at all. Just try to keep it neutral. If you want an extra challenge, you can try to hold just a second longer at the top. Squeeze tight. Really take your time here. Good, moving into our home stretch. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. From here, we'll push ourselves up, flip on over to that other side. We're back to our side plank leg lift. So you can take your time setting up here and try to set up the same way as you did that first side, so either down on a knee, lift it on the toes, or you can mix and match if you did that. You have 30 seconds, beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, lifting up, holding strong. Once we're strong and stable, add that leg lift. A nice relaxed pace. We're not rushing through, making those hips and glutes work. Breathing through here. Here we go. Bring the hip up a ½ inch higher. Good. Home stretch. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can lower down. Woo, we'll take a breath. Flipping on over to the other side. We're back to the top as gracefully as you can. So again, kneeling or up on the toes, we have 30 seconds. This is our second and final time through. We'll get started in 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, lifting up, adding that nice slow leg lift. Should feel those hips and glutes working, feel those obliques working to keep ourselves lifted. Always remembering to breathe. Awesome work. We have 10 seconds left here. Really focus on getting those hips up as high as you can. Final 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can lower down. We'll flip onto our front. Little breather here with our super pulls. So we have 45 seconds starting extended out as we are on the bottom. We'll get started in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So as we lift, pulling those arms down, extending out as we lower down. Really squeezing those shoulder blades tight. And if you want that extra challenge, try to hold for a second or two at the top before we extend out and lower down. Really working to strengthen those back muscles, strengthen the glutes. Keeping your gaze just down at the mat. Good. 10 more seconds here. We'll try to get up a little bit higher. Squeeze a little bit tighter. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can relax. Take a breath. We'll flip over to the other side for our side plank. Give you a moment to set up here. Option of on the knee, up on the toes, and just try to match that first side. We'll get started last time here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lifting up, adding that leg lift when you're strong and stable. It's slow tempo. Not rushed today at all. We're over halfway through. Stay focused, final 10 seconds. Lift up a little bit higher. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can lower down. Woo, we'll take a breath. You can make your way onto your back for our next round. All right, so sticking with our diagonal theme, we have bicycles with a diagonal kick out. So starting off, we have legs about 90 degrees, knees stacked over the hips, and elbows are out nice and wide, just gently supporting the neck, not pulling yourself up, just kind of hanging back. From here, we're going to twist opposite elbow to knee, and with that extended leg, we're going to bring it out, in, and then we'll twist, bring the leg out, in, twist. So keep repeating that pattern, keep it slow, and try to get that leg out as far as you can, where you can keep yourself nice and flat on the mat. So the back should not be arching or picking up. All right, with all that said, we'll get ready in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Again, twisting, bring the leg out, in, twist, out, in. You can keep repeating at your own pace, but again, try to keep it slow and really focus on controlling that movement all the way through, keeping that back nice and flat. Awesome work. A little bit longer, 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can relax. So bring knees to chest. Let the legs be heavy, maybe rock side to side. Just take a couple breaths. All right. From here, we'll let the right leg fall to the mat. We're gonna do some single leg glute bridge. So we have a couple options for the left leg. So option 1, you can cross the left foot over the right knee, and the motion is gonna be pressing up through the heel and lowering back down with control. Option 2, lifting that leg straight out, trying to keep the legs parallel as we lift and lower, pressing through that right heel. Now with either of these options, if you want an extra challenge, don't lower all the way to the ground and set yourself down. Try to keep yourself hovering just an inch or 2 above the mat to keep the hamstrings and glutes engaged, just an option. So you can pick whatever leg variation you'd like to do. Just remember, we're gonna do that on the other side to keep it even. We'll get started, and right leg down, left leg either lifted or crossed. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, pressing up through that right heel. And for a challenge, do not lower all the way down. You can take a moment too to check in with the hips. Try to keep them as level as possible. Good. We have 10 seconds left, and we'll switch to the other side. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can lower down, uncross the left foot, or lower it down if you picked the leg straight option. So whatever option you were just doing, set up for the left leg using that same style. We'll get ready to lift and lower in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Working that left leg, hamstrings and glutes. Go lifting, lowering, and trying to check in with those hips. Make sure we're as level as we can be. If you want that challenge, try to keep a little bit of space. Keep those hammies and glutes engaged. Good, give me 10 more seconds here. Really power up through the heel. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. You can lower down. We'll uncross or set that right foot on the ground. From here, we're going to straighten out the legs. Bring them out wide like a V, and we're going to do wide roll up and twist. So starting completely flat on the ground, we're going to sit ourselves up, twist to reach towards the outside or the opposite foot, twist back to the center, and lower all the way back down with arms overhead. If you do need a little momentum to pick yourself up initially, that is an option as well. Just really focus on keeping it slow, getting a little shake going as we lower down to the mat. So we'll spend 45 seconds here getting started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. And rolling up, twist, reach, and nice and slow all the way back down. Make sure we switch sides, which leg you're reaching towards. Trying to sit up nice and tall at the top. On your way down, you can kind of arch the back with the spine round out. You'll try to go even slower on the way down. 15 seconds left. Palm stretch. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can make your way back down to the ground. Woo. All right, back to the top. So we'll get ready for our bicycle and diagonal kickouts. 45 seconds here, a little bit longer for a challenge. We'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're twisting, bring that leg out, in, and switch. We're looking to keep the back nice and flat on the mat. Bringing that leg out as far as comfortable. Give ourselves a little challenge still. Try to keep those elbows nice and wide. Awesome work. We have 15 seconds left. You're staying strong all the way through the end. This is our last time here. Here we go. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can relax. Whew. I'll take a deep breath. Legs are going to be bent on the mat. So we're going to start off with that right leg for our single leg glute bridge. You can either cross that foot or lift it out, trying to keep the thighs parallel. We'll get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're lifting and lowering, pressing up through that right heel. And if you want that extra challenge, don't set yourself down. Stay hovering just an inch or two. And try to keep those hips nice and level. Good. Final 10 seconds on this side. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can lower down. Switch the leg side to side. Give a little shake out. Then we'll set up for that left leg. Same way you set up for that first side. We'll get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. Lifting up through that left heel. Controlling yourself on the way down. If you want that challenge, again, keep a little hover. Don't set yourself down. And try to keep those hips nice and level. Control the body. 10 seconds. Final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can set the legs down. We'll straighten them out and finding that V. Feet out nice and wide. We'll take a breath to prepare, we're going back to our nice and slow wide roll up and twist. We'll get started here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, sitting up, twisting to reach towards the opposite leg, and slow rounding out the back on the way down. And try to sit up nice and tall when you're at the top, giving that little twist. Awesome work. And you can use a little momentum if you need to, bringing those arms up with a little fire. You have 10 seconds left here. Giving it our best effort. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can make your way back down to the ground, nice and slow. We'll take a big stretch. Just let the body be heavy for a moment. We'll take 2 deep breaths. Good. All right. Sneaking in one final quick round here. We'll do 2 exercises. We're going to begin with our legs lifted as straight as you can make them. As you can see, not that straight is okay. Arms are going to start overhead once again, and we're going to do some chops this time around. So we're going to sit up and chop to one side, lower down, chop to the other side, and lower down. So working to keep those arms as long as we can to give ourselves a long lever to work with, and alternate sides. We'll go for 45 seconds total, beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Exhaling as we sit up and chop. Inhale on the way down. And that little twist is getting those obliques involved. It's really working to strengthen all those core muscles. Awesome work. We have about 20 seconds left here. Continuing to sit up as far as you can. Final 10. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can set the legs down for a moment and take some of those windshield wipers, just let the knees fall off to either side. Give them a little break. Awesome work. All right, second exercise. We have some heel taps. So I have 2 options for you. Both options are going to start right here. Knees stacked over hips, legs about 90 degrees. You can either have the hands behind the head for a little extra challenge, or you can have them under the hips to help support the low back and keep it grounded to the mat. So with the legs, you can either go for alternating, dropping one leg at a time to tap the heel, pull back up, really focusing using the core to, pull that leg up, keep it bent. Option 2 is dropping both legs at the same time, bringing the heels down to the ground as low as you can, and pulling back up. As long as you can keep the back nice and flat and use that core to lift those legs up. So feel free to mix and match between the single leg, double leg option. We'll get started with 30 seconds in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bent leg the whole time. Keep the legs or leg about 90 degrees. Don't be afraid to give the double leg a try at least once. Here we go, nice and slow. We have 15 seconds left. Really working to ground that back down. Use those core muscles. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. You can lower the legs down. Let them be heavy for a moment. Maybe switch the legs side to side. We're going to go through each of those one more time to wrap things up. So we'll start to straighten those legs out, lift them up, and then bring the arms overhead. We have chops first, beginning in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Exhale as we chop. Inhale as we bring it back down. Keeping it nice and slow, no rush. And sitting up as far as comfortable. Keeping that back grounded down to the mat. Enjoying that nice stretch as you bring the arms back overhead. Good. Into our final 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Bring the legs down for a moment. Take a breath or two. We'll get ready for our final exercise with heel taps, either single, double, or mix and match. We'll get ready and set up, and either hands behind the head or under the hips. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. This is our last 30 seconds of work. Keeping it slow. And that leg as close to the ground as you can. Just tapping that heel lightly and using core to pull that leg back up. Don't be afraid to mix in at least one of the doubles. Just give it a go. Give yourself a little extra challenge. Love a good challenge. Into our final 10 seconds here. Stay focused. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoo! Let the legs drop down. We'll just take some swishes side to side, windshield wipers. Dropping the knees down. Good. All right, from here, we're gonna pick the feet up, grab behind the knees, and take some roll-ups. As many or as few as you'd like. Great way to massage the back. Plus, it's just a little fun. When you're ready, moving into a butterfly stretch. Giving the hip flexors a little love. We'll gently press down on the knees with elbows. Hinge forward slightly. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Slow things down here. Good. After that 3rd deep breath, you can slowly bring yourself back up. Feel free to get some additional stretching in. That's all I have today for core and more. Thank you so much for joining.